Morning to you, boys and girls. It's Thursday, the 4th of October, 2018. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina in Lincolnshire. I couldn't remember where I was then. Did you see that? I had Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's and dementia all at the same time, gang. Now, people have been said that people with Alzheimer's and dementia should get more money from the government. My point is, if you gave it to them, how would they remember you give it to them? So there's no point in doing that, is there? Very good morning to you. Who's with us early this morning? Gary Butler. Nephew Gary Butler gets the first message in this morning. Congratulations. I think that's a first for you, Gary. An extra ice cream for you at some point during the week, yes. Good morning to Waynie Martin. Waynie is another karaoke host. He restarted, I like that word, relaunched. It'd have to be a blooming big rocket to get you off the ground, wouldn't it, eh? He relaunched his Wednesday night karaoke last night at the Corner Bar in... Oh, hang on, let me just see if I've been paid to do that advert. No, I haven't, so I can't mention it, I'm afraid. Sorry about that, Luke. Sorry about that, Waynie. We can't mention other places unless I work there, unless they have paid the appropriate fee for advertising. I thought it was someone behind me then. Isn't that strange? I've actually thought it was someone behind me then. How strange and mysterious. Yes, the appropriate fees must be paid for all advertising before they iterate from my mouth. But nevertheless, Wayne relaunched his karaoke night at the Corner Bar in Maidenhead last night. I worked there for a while, about a year and a half. So I did about a year and a half. I did every other Saturday, but then I got every Saturday somewhere else, so I left there. But it's a nice little place, actually. Proper people in there, all right? Really, real proper people in there who don't... There's no airs and graces about them. You know what I mean? They're just normal, like me and you. Well, like I'm the only normal one here, I think, to be quite frank. Good morning to you. Hello to Rod Brown. Let me see. Diane Jeb. Good morning, Diane. And then we're over on here after that. The good news is I think I've got the whole messaging thing working now. I'll come to that in a minute. John Parrish over on YouTube. Good morning, John. Christina Ewing, good morning to you. Simon Gilman says he lives in New Haven, East Sussex. And Prince Harry and Meghan came to Peacehaven and Brighton. It was really nice to see him. He's a very polite man. Oh, I'm sure he is. Young Harry, when he's not running around Vegas with no clothes on. That'd be me and my nephew in a couple of weeks' time. In Vegas, not running around with no clothes on, no. Well, I might do some of that. Is that the sort of thing you would do in Vegas? You know, run up and down that strip with no clothes on? Possibly. No, we're there in a couple of weeks. It's less than 2 weeks away now. How exciting is that? And talking to Waynie Martin, who does the karaoke, he'll be filling in for me at Central Station on the Monday and the Friday while I'm there, so that'll be nice and busy. Good morning to Maureen, sending in a little text message. Good morning to you, Maureen. Hope you're well today. I thought of you yesterday, Maureen. We was in Skegness last night, and I meant to get you a little stick of rock, but we never got in there in the end. I'm sorry to excite you then, to get you all excited then that you got a gift, and then to suddenly take it away. But I'll try and remember next time, Maureen. All right, darling? Because I appreciate when you bring in little things and bits and pieces. Good morning to Asif. Morning, Asif. Yes, going back to what Simon was saying there, seeing Harry, we can do one better than that in Bracknell, you know. Oh, yes, the Queen is coming to Bracknell. Yes, God save our great... I can't remember when she's there now, but it was in the local Bracknell paper yesterday. I was just flicking through it on the internet. And at some point, she is coming to the Lexicon shopping. I believe she's coming to our brand. I say new. It's just over a year old now. She's coming to the Lexicon shopping centre. I mean, maybe she wants to do some shopping. Who knows? Perhaps she's never been to Phoenix. We've got a Phoenix in Bracknell. Yes. We've got a Superdry. We got a L'Occitane, you know, posh perfumes. We've even got, are you ready for this? Shock horror. I just do my shocks face. You know. When do you do a shocks face? Sometimes when you're doing something in particular. Maybe sometimes when you get down on your knees and you look at it like that, didn't you? Eh? Do the shocked face. maybe she wants to go to L'Occitane. Are you ready for this? Or, are you ready for this? Whittards of Chelsea. Yes, we've got one of those in Bracknell. A Whittards of Chelsea. All these different, horrendously expensive, I have to say. Whittards teas. Even in Waitrose, it's like a quarter of the price that it is in Whittards. I did buy a little box of loose leaf, I think it was either English breakfast or Assam tea from Whittards of Chelsea once, and it was like 10 quid. You're going to Sainsbury's, and the tiny one's £2.50. So I don't know how they sell anything, to be honest. It's a lovely shop. They got little pots and things, but I don't know how I don't know how long that'll last there. Whittards of Chelsea, yes, in Bracknell. Perhaps the Queen's going to visit that. I shall try and remember. Let's. I wonder if I can find out when is the Queen to visit Bracknell. Shall I see if I can find that for you? One moment, please. What shall I type in? Queen Bracknell. Look at me with one finger on here. I can't type with two fingers on the iPad. I don't know why. The Queen. Here. Oh no, we're away. Oh no, I'm in Vegas. The Queen is to visit Bracknell, the Lexicon Shopping Centre, on October. I hope she's not expecting to get any free carrier bags. I hope she uses reusable carrier bags. I cannot believe we're about to see. You're about to see the Queen walking down Bracknell High Street loaded with bags of shopping. I wonder if she'll go and visit Lidl as well, and Aldi. Lidl's in Crowthorne. Here we are. Full details of Her Majesty's visit are yet to be released, but royalists have the chance to see her when the Queen appears at the Lexicon Shopping Centre in Bracknell on October the 19th. I mean, they're not going very well for her, are they? You know, she used to do dinners for, great people in the palace and that, presiding over lunches for great leaders of the world, going walkabout in front of Buckingham Palace and Hyde Park and all that. Now, she's opening shopping centres. I mean, it's not going well for her, is it, at all? Dear me. Perhaps she'd like to go. I must get there with my... perhaps I should cancel my Vegas visit. I could get close to her and interview her for this programme. Well, if she's opening shopping centres, surely she'll come into my studio and have a chat with me. Dear me, I don't mind getting out the best cup. I'm not going to give her a Sports Direct cup. Have I got one in here? No, I will go out and buy a bone china cup and saucer, especially for the Queen. I'm not going to buy a set. What do I need a set for? There's just one for her. A bone china cup and saucer and a nice little teapot, which I will serve tea for her in the mirror. Or perhaps she'll come up here. No, while she's in Bracknell, she better go to the Mirable Studios. She'll come to the Mirable Studios after she's done her shopping and cut some sort of yellow ribbon going across the Lexicon Shopping Centre. I wonder where she'll have dinner. We've got TGI Fridays. Can you see the Queen sitting there having burger and chips and perhaps one of the lovely strawberry or vanilla milkshakes that they do? I don't think she'd do McDonald's. That's a little bit down market for her, isn't it? McDonald's. You don't want to go to McDonald's. It goes on. It's not the first time in Bracknell residents will have welcomed the Queen. She first visited in 1962. That's even before I was born. Not Ray Reynolds, though. Ray Reynolds was born way, way before 1962. And she appeared again 14 years later when she visited the old International Computers Limited building in the Southern Industrial District. In 1978, she opened the Royal Meteorological Society headquarters, which is no longer there, unfortunately, and went on a tour through the town centre. The Society's patron, she was welcomed by Lord Lieutenant for Berkshire and a crowd of Society members outside Bracknell College. On another visit in 1991, the Queen opened the Lookout Discovery Centre. That is really close to me, the Lookout. I can practically touch it with my long finger. Very exciting. So if you want to go and see the Queen, she's in Bracknell on October the 19th. Now, that's a shame because I've missed a real business opportunity there, haven't I? You know, no doubt some of you, now that I've mentioned it, will want to go and see the Queen at the Lexicon on October the 19th. And had I have been there, I could have opened my house to the public. We could have done afternoon teas because, I mean, this nice weather is going on and on. It's not exactly cold, is it? It's not cold at all. I could have opened my gardens, had you come round, for, a poultry fee of perhaps £100 per head. You could have had tea and cakes and sandwiches. I could have got my niece round cutting up the sandwiches. My sister does a lovely scone. Oh my God, she does lovely scone. She would have made the scones and come out in a little pinafore. Hello, the only thing is with my sister, a bit, hello, how are you? Oh, you must be the Queen, how are you? She'd be a little bit like, but that's okay, the Queen likes all sorts of people, even you. She even probably likes, not you, but you, that she liked you. Very exciting. So there we are, Simon. See, we can go one up on Harry and Meghan. We're getting the Queen in Bracknell, lovey. Perhaps one day, when New Haven, East Sussex moves up a bit in the world, you'll get the Queen instead of Harry. At the moment, just Harry, I'm afraid, and Meghan, of course. Very pretty, Meghan. Thank you. Good morning to Christina. Morning, Christina. I can see the periscopes working there as well this morning. Excellent. John Parrish said that restaurant he complained to got back to me and they gave you 11 chips, not 9. They were thinking of your diet, apparently. There was a restaurant I went to around here a couple of weeks ago with my sister and her husband, and the food was very nice. There just wasn't much of it. It was one of those. And it was about, I don't know, I didn't count them, but there was a very, very few amount of chips on the plate. So I said something, oh, well, that's a portion. Well, fine, keep the portions, not going back there. That's the chain something in near Boston. The chain restaurant, something like that it was. Morning, Ray Reynolds is with us. Good morning, Ray. Andy, good morning to you. Diane, it's all working this morning now. Gary Davidson, hello to you, sir. Dominique Heisler, good morning, Dominique. Russ Davidson's there on Periscope, good morning to you. Claire L, hello, Claire. Happy Claire, all right, darling, on the YouTube there. Robert Lunn, good morning. Do you think you'll ever get a gig in Lincolnshire for karaoke? Well, I know someone that puts people in to do karaoke nights, if you see what I mean, like an agent type. And I did message him when I started coming up here, and he said he does put people in a lot of the bars in Skegness for the summer season. But he said there's a lot of people who do karaoke here, and they're kind of fighting. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do it. But it might be nice to do a job, definitely, in Lincolnshire somewhere. And he says at the beginning of the season, everyone's messaging him trying to get one of the karaoke jobs. So, and they're all gone now. And then as the season finishes, that's it. In fact, I went to Skegness last night, and I have to tell you, walking around all these bars, they were closing at 9 o'clock. No one in them. No one. There's no one on the seafront at all. We were walking around there, and we kind of do a circuit as we walk around, and we're going past these places, television screens beaming away, loud music playing, and we go looking in the place. There's just no one in there. Maybe one person sitting at the bar. That's it. Presumably they get busier at the weekends, and of course summertime, in the holiday season, they'll be making a lot of money then. But I mean, how long is that holiday season? How many weeks is that? And can they make enough? When you see all the electricity that's being burnt and everything's on, I do wonder how long some of these places will survive on the seafront there. But that's the karaoke thing. When beginning of the season, all these other karaoke people are sort of messaging him and going around places, do you need a karaoke player? So it'd be very, very difficult to get in there. If one came up, yeah, I'd take it, but I can't see it somehow. I can't see it. And the other thing is, I'm not like desperate to go around and say, oh, hello, would you like a karaoke person? If one came to me, I'd take it, but I'm not sort of actively seeking one out, if you see what I mean. That goes for the same in London as well. I'm not like actively seeking out work anymore at all. I've got 3 nights. I do 3 nights. I've got a wonderful life now, really. I've got 3 nights of work and 4 nights off, most of which I spend up here now, near my sister and her family and the little ones, and the countryside. The countryside up here is just astounding. It really is so quiet and peaceful. I say quiet and peaceful. Last night I kept hearing like a ticket, now and again you get like a metal on metal noise, like a ting, tick, 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 and it's coming from the water heater. So I don't know what that is. I've had a look at it, and you open the door. Of course, it won't do it while you're standing there looking. And you close it, and now when you go, you get like that, but metal on metal. I don't know how you... Not quite like that, but you can tell it's metal on metal, and I know it's coming from the water heater. Whether the... I thought maybe the chimney at the top, little metal chimney that goes through the roof, lets the exhaust gases out. Whether that was moving in the wind, I thought that might be moving in the wind. But there was no wind, because I looked at... This was about 3 o'clock in the morning. It woke me up, because I had the bedroom door open last night. It's particularly warm, isn't it? I've got no heating on or anything. Unbelievable. I hope this isn't, you know, a precursor to what's going to happen in the winter, whereas suddenly we're going to be dead and we're going to be plunged into minus 20 degrees temperatures. Yes, terrible. Derek Anthony, good morning to you. Who have you got locked up in your garage? No one. Why is that, Derek? Is it your birthday today? I think I might have seen it. I don't usually do the birthdays till the end, Derek. Derek's one of my neighbours in Bracknell. He's 3 doors down. There's no one locked up. Is there noise coming from the garage? It's probably a cat. It would have been there for about 4 days now. The poor thing's probably starving to death. Oh dear. Good morning. Let's have a look. What do you think of Prince Harry going for a holiday in Butlins? And so he should as well. Is he really? That's in Bognor. That's not in New Haven, is it? I don't think they've got a Butlins in New Haven. That's in Bognor. Waynie, the Queen, is that not you? No, it's not. Do not what's the word? Dethrone the Queen for me, if you don't mind. She's a great, respected person. I totally am a royalist. I love her. If only I'd love her and Mrs. May to come round for a cup of tea. We'd put the world to rights. Oh, it's not like it used to be in the old days. That'd be me. That'd be me, Waynie. Remember, you're like 10 years younger than me, aren't you? Christina, they say they have a Whittards in Portsmouth at the outlet centre. All right, do they do very well there? Whittards in Portsmouth. There never seems to be anyone in the Bracknell one. I honestly can't see it staying there too long, but we'll see. Morning to the delightful Laura Rickner. Good morning to you, my sweetheart. All right. Joanna. Hello, Joanna. Adrian Richardson's there. Julian Clark. Good morning. In your eyes. Julian does hypnotism. Yes, hypnotism. I'm going to ask him to hypnotise me into thinking that I'm not an international star. Do you think he'll succeed? Do you think he could hypnotise me? Morning. Thank you very much for the photo. Yes, Julian, I did see that yesterday. Thank you, sir. Joanna, Adrian's pussy is watching as well. Good morning, Adrian's cat. Meow. Meow, meow, meow. Waynie, send your royal correspondence, Mr. Ray Reynolds. Yes, absolutely. The Queen apparently is trying to save money, Christina says, with all her great-grandchildren. Plus the new granddaughter-in-law. She should take them to the Harvester in Bracknell. All-you-can-eat salad bar. I can't give the Queen salad, dear. I need to go to... what's that place I go to? In Ascot, where I've had afternoon tea. God, can't remember the name of the damn place now. Harry stayed there for his night before wedding as well. Oh gosh, what's it called now? They've got horses and it's a beautiful place. I'll try and remember it as the thing goes on. Good morning to Merlin, who's on the Periscope this morning, who's totally lost. He's totally lost. Don't worry, Merlin. So are we. We've no idea what we're doing or saying on this programme. All right, no idea at all. Air blocking noise. Is that what it is? An air blocking noise? I don't know what it is actually. It's just now and again there's like a little tick, like metal touching metal, or like a drop of water falling onto a piece of metal. It hasn't done it in the last half an hour since I've been sitting here. Of course, it won't seem as loud. At 3 o'clock in the morning, when it's dead quiet, you can hear it. I mean, I closed my bedroom door and that was better, but I'm not sure if it's that what woke me up or the fact that I wanted to go for a wee. That's how it is. Adrian says his cat was meowing and scratching the screen back saying hello. Thank you very much, Adrian. Good. Well, I was up late last night, actually. Those of you that were around last night, I say late last night, it was about 11:30, which isn't particular. That's late for me now. Late for me used to be like 3 o'clock in the morning when I was DJing in various parts of London. But since I gave up the DJing, I don't finish later than I would never take a job now that goes past midnight. That's true. I just wouldn't do it. In fact, I don't know if I told you, they wanted me to do Central Station New Year's Eve. And at first I said yes, you know, because it is a Monday and Monday is my night. And then I kind of made it known that, you know, if you want me to do it, I'll do it, but I don't really want to do it. You know, I'll do it to the best of my ability, but I really didn't want to do New Year's Eve. And the governor got to hear about it, and he said, look, Chris, if you don't want to do it, that's okay. No problem. Just you know, just let me know. I'll find someone else. And so that was the case. So I decided not to do the New Year's Eve. It'd go on till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And when you're used to finishing at 12, that is some going. That 2 hours to go to, it doesn't matter how much the money is. You know, it's not all about money. I think had it have been a karaoke, then it might have been different. But it would just be DJing. And I just don't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore, you know. I did it for like over 30 years and I got fed up with it. So late last night, I say 11:30, we were trying to fix our chat system problem. Those of you that are new to the show, welcome along. Thank you, Julian. The thermostat in the boiler. No, because it only comes on when you turn the water on. It's just a water heater. It's not a boiler. It's a water heater. So there's a pilot light on, but that's all that's on. And when you turn a tap, the thing knows and it bursts into life and heats up the water that's coming out the tap, which is, I'm not quite sure how it works. Maybe the pressure of the water, it detects that and then fires up and heats the water going through the pipe. So the water coming out of the tap is hot, right? But when you turn it off, it shuts down again and you've just got a little pilot light. So I'm not quite sure what it is on the boiler there. All right. Yes. If you're new to the show, I sit here and I do the show and I send it to a place called Restream, and then it goes on different platforms: YouTube, Periscope, Twitter. I've reduced the amount of places it goes to last night: YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Periscope. just the 4 now. And what's supposed to happen is that all the messages come together and appear on my screen as one lot of messages, rather than having to look on the different things, you know, YouTube, Facebook, And we'd had a problem. First of all, it was the Facebook messages not coming through. Well, we fixed that. And then it was the Periscope messages not coming through. So last night, I was up last night with some of you on the internet. You won't see the video now because I deleted it. Trying to test this out and sort it out. And some of you stayed with us last night, which I appreciate. And I had the Restream help desk on there as well. And eventually we found a workaround. So we're actually using an old chat system now, rather than the new one, which was just not picking up the Periscope messages for some reason. I don't know why. We're not quite sure why that is, but that's how it worked, all right? So the Periscope messages do now come through, and it all does seem to be working perfectly in front of us now. Good morning, Darren Litton, who's on the YouTube. Good morning, Darren. All right, sir. I did see you pop up on Periscope as well there. Morning to you, sir. So that's what we were doing last night, and it does all appear to be working now. There goes the RAF. Okay. Hear it? That is, I've got to tell you, that is actually the RAF that fly over here. You know, it's not just some British Airways plane taking someone to Malaga or somewhere like that. Good morning to Peter, who's in Woodhall Spa this morning. He's just texted in on the text number. Don't forget, gang, if you're ever watching on a television or something like that and you can't use a computer to text or type a message, you can use the texting number. It's up there, 07551 259 675, okay? 07551 259 675. Morning to Matthew Joplin, joining us a little bit late today. Matthew, we were asking what day would be suitable for dinner. The best day for me would be a Sunday. But if you can't do a Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday is all right. But if you do that, it means I can't come up here for a week. Because it's a bit pointless coming up here for one day or something like that, okay? Morning to Al Shams on YouTube. David said the planes are so loud. Well, they literally fly right over here. You know, if I go outside my front door and watch these, are they tornadoes? No, I think they're Eurofighters. Someone said they were Eurofighters, and they're like triangular, like that, and they go literally. If I went up like that, I would be able to see the underneath of the plane going right over me, and they're also quite low as well, which is, I quite like it actually. I mean, what really is happening is that they are, while I'm on air, you see, the trouble is, while I'm doing on my shows, religious extremists or spies from other countries could break in to the studios here and take over the show with their ghastly messages to the world. And that's why the planes are flying over, protecting me. They are ready to fire their phasers at anyone that tries to break in here while we are on the air to the world. Absolutely. Sunday the 16th of December. Right, I'll write that down. Sunday the 16th of December. Right. Is that a definite, Matt, for that nighttime dinner? Where are we going? Are we going to the usual place? TGI Fridays in Leicester Square. I love it. Well, that sounds good to me. Ray says it sounds like a metal expansion noise, perhaps just enough to make noise from the pilot light. Yeah, I'd go along with that, Ray. I'd go along with that, actually. The only thing is it wasn't doing it before, so why is it doing it now? It's the first time I noticed it was actually on the very windy night. Whether the wind has moved something. Do you remember that windy night we had a little while ago? Talking of windy nights, are you ready for another hurricane, boys and girls? Are you ready for another hurricane? Because there's one on the way. Oh, yes, let's see which country's sending it over this time. Hurricane Leslie, here we go. Hurricane Leslie is going to bring 75-mile-an-hour winds to the UK. Oh, yes, he says. I'm filling in now because the blooming thing's taking so long to load up. 1 second, where is it? Here it is, here it is. Leslie, is it... Oh, hang on. Hurricane Leslie is expected to strengthen as it meanders. Now, there's a good word. Meander. I like that word. Try and use that in a sentence today and impress your friends. Meander. Meanders over the north central Atlantic Ocean for the next few days. Speaking of Storm Leslie on Tuesday, the Met Office chief forecaster Andy Page says Tropical Storm Leslie is currently in the central North Atlantic and is expected to remain there over the next few days. Leslie will strengthen to a hurricane as it moves. Oh, hang on a minute. Towards warmer waters on Tuesday and Wednesday with large swells affecting Bermuda. Oh, it's not coming here. I thought it said it was coming here. It's too early to tell the exact impact on the UK, but it will most likely bring a spell of strong winds and rain, the type of weather associated with low pressure systems at this time of the year. Now, when's it coming then? Does it say? Well, it's possibly Saturday. Possibly Saturday. Although it says there's a load of sunshine on Saturday. I don't know, maybe it's not coming after all. But yes, that's the next one that's approaching, boys and girls. Storm Leslie is on the way. Watch out for Storm Leslie. Yes, indeed. 1 moment, please. Adrian says Sunday is good for my lunch and what afternoon tea. Thanks. There was no invite, Adrian. This isn't an invite to me to go to somewhere else. It's not for you to come to here. I'm sorry, I would have opened my gardens when the Queen comes to Bracknell in a couple of weeks, but unfortunately, I'm not here. Thank you, David. Morning to Roy Brownlow. Well done for joining us, Roy. 11 o'clock, are you for real? We've been here for hours, dear. I started the show this morning at 5 o'clock. I can't shut up. Do you know, it's more likely that I will run out of data before I run out of words. That is true, that is. Adrian, the RAF planes are your old people, are your old partners. Checking on you, making sure you're not being invaded. Perhaps that. Oh dear. Thank you very much, David. You say nice things there. Afternoon. You usually do evenings, dear. Afternoon meal. Oh, I know why that is. That's because they all want to get drunk afterwards. Matt Joplin. Let me just tell you who he is. I met him when I was DJing at Heaven, which is now about 10 years ago. And it was a lovely little job, actually. On Wednesday nights, I used to do 10:30 till 3 a.m., I think it was. It was either 2 or 3. I think it was 3. I think it was something like 10:30 to 3 a.m. And it worked as soon as we started. The very first night, I had what was known as the pop room. This was a brand new idea. The idea wasn't mine. It came from my friend David Rosen, actually, who's a great DJ. He's stopped DJing now. He drives a mini cab and he's married with a family and he's very happy. But I did it about 10 years ago. I think it lasted about 3.5 years. And then Heaven started mucking around with the night. And they were, at that time, well known. What they do is get a night going and it would work very well and it would still be working really well, and then they decide to change something and muck it up. And David, funnily enough, David warned me about this on my very first night here. He said, you'll get it going, it'll be going really well for a period of time, and then someone will come in and say, right, well, you're doing really well, we want to change this. And they did, and it went terribly wrong. And in the first week that we changed it, we noticed a bit of a dip. On the second week, we were practically empty. So it went from a packed room to empty because someone had decided that they wanted to try something else. Just madness. But that's the way it goes, you know, you just accept that, and that's the way it goes. And it was a great job. But Matt was one of the very first people that spoke to me there, and we became good friends, and we've remained good friends ever since. Matt at the time was DJing, and then Matt lost his DJing jobs, and for a period of time he didn't do any DJing at all. But he's got back in a place, Pop World, which is in the city. I think it's in the city, in Barbican Way. Am I right, Matt? And he's one of the DJs. I don't know if you're the main DJ or one of the DJs there, and recently got back into that, and is doing very well now. And he managed to leave his ASDA job because he's now doing DJing again, which is fantastic news. And that's who's inviting me out to dinner. As well as Matt coming to Heaven, we kind of gathered other friends as time went on, and there was like a group of us. There was me, the DJ, and sort of the friends that we gathered among us. And now and again, we go out for a meal. And of course, everything's moved on 10 years. So these young 20-year-old boys are now 30 years old, and it's nice to see them doing quite well with their lives. All of them, I think. I don't think anyone's failed in life, if you see what I mean. Which is great. They all like a bit of a drink and that. I don't. I usually have the dinner and then I'm straight off, you know, and then they go out somewhere else and get legless, I'm sure. So that's great news. It would be an afternoon meal and a few drinks after. Venue to be announced. Looking at somewhere we could have a nice roast. Oh, well, you could do a... I mean, the trouble is with a nice roast, where'd you get that in central London? I get the Toby Carveries and all that. They're around London, aren't they? Plus, if it's a Sunday, it might be a bit more difficult. But whatever, just let me know and I'll be there, okay? Roy will be there for the meal. Pre-broadcast, the meeting time is placed. No, Roy, you're not in the gang, are you, Roy? You're not in the gang. Chris is paying for all of us loyal supporters, please. No, dear. Honestly, what are you all coming to today? Anyway, so we fixed the messaging thing last night. At least it's working for now. So fingers crossed that'll continue working. After the show yesterday, I went up to the swimming pool, and I think I might even go there this afternoon as well. Went up to the swimming pool, which is in Horncastle up here. I found it's about a 25-minute drive, again, through the most beautiful countryside. It really is. Get to the swimming pool. I got there about 5 to 12. And I think they have an over 50s thing, 11 to 12. Now, you'd think, well, I'm over 50, you know, so maybe that would be the thing to do. But when I get there at 5 to 12, it's busy. It's a bit, oh, excuse me, a bit of air came at me there. Did you hear that? It's quite busy at that time. So I got in, and, you know, there's 5 old bags. They're going up and down. Well, no, they were coming down that way, all in one line, talking in the middle of the bloody pool. Coming down in one line. Yeah, oh, yeah. Did you hear what she said? Oh, yeah, and he said that. But, oh, no, really? It's all a bit like that. Chatting away they were. Anyway, I got in behind them. It's a wide pool, but there wasn't that much room. So I thought, well, I'll have to go in between them, you know, as I'm going up and down. But as they got to the end, it was 12 o'clock, and they all got out. So that was handy, wasn't it? So possibly the best time is not to go when the over 50s are there, because it's busy. So then 12 o'clock comes, it becomes public swimming time. They all got out, leaving 3 of us in there, which was great, really. The pool itself is a bit longer than the one I'm used to in Bracknell, so I do 40 lengths instead of 60. I mean, it's actually quite hard going if you're used to going. I mean, although, you know, when I'm swimming in Bracknell, I get to the end, I turn around and I go again. I get to the end, I don't stop. I do my 60 lengths in Bracknell. That's non-stop. I don't, not the every time. Now, if you've not been swimming for a while and you try and go, you'll probably do a length and you'll be, well, I've been going now for 20 years, 20 odd years, you see, so I'm used to it. But to go in a longer pool actually does make you do a bit more effort. Perhaps it's the fact that you haven't stopped and turned around, I don't know. So I do 40 in there, and then I come out, and the only thing is the showering, they're not individual showers, they're like communal showers, boys and girls in the same shower, so you can't take your shorts off and get a proper wash, but that's just the way it is. And it's a nice pool actually. Costs about £4.40, £4.60 in there. Nice little pool in Horncastle. Came back here, had some lunch, and then I decided, because I've been thinking about this a while, the bedroom in this caravan is actually quite small. Okay, if there's anything I wanted to change about the caravan, it would be, could I please have a bigger bedroom? But that's just how it is. It's okay. It's just that when you get out, there's not much gap between you and the cupboards. And the drawers where all my knickers are. My knickers and socks are all in the drawers. So I decided to change the bed around. Now, I knew it was tight. Okay, I've measured the bed from one end to the other, and I measured the room where I wanted to turn it around, okay? And there's an inch to play with. That's it. That's it. And there's a plug socket on the wall that it would go over if I moved it. And I thought, I'll give it a go. So I've taken the duvet off, I've taken the pillow off, I've taken the sheets off, I've taken mattress topper, John Lewis mattress topper off, I've taken the cheap mattress topper off because I've got two on there. It's lovely and soft. Oh, do like a soft bed, don't you? Well, being on my own, there's not a soft chest for me to lay my pretty boy head on. There's no chest. It's just a pillow. Just a pillow. There's no manly, let's think, who can we have? Cristiano. There's no Cristiano Ronaldo chest for me to lay my head on, sadly. None of them. No one from Love Island or Big Brother. None of those pretty boys are in. There's no one in the bed, just me. So it's a pillow, I'm afraid. Took all this stuff off. And then I thought, well, I'll move the I'll take the mattress off as well. Now, bear in mind, I said to you, it's a small room. It's a small bedroom. And then there's like the doors is like, there's the bedroom door, there's the bathroom door, and there's the studio door. So they're all quite close to each other. So I thought I'll pull out the mattress into the little hallway. I've got a very small hallway there, and then into the living room. And the living room's there, right? So I've looked, no handles on the mattress, is there? I thought, oh God, how am I going to do this? Because it's heavy. It's a proper bed. Usually in caravans, you've got, you know, they've all got beds, but they're, you know, of varying degrees of quality. Whoever had this before me, it's a brand new bed, it's high quality, which means it's I think it's a Silent Night or Dreams or something like that. I saw the label on it. So it's a heavy old mattress. So I'm picking this thing up. And of course, all you've got to grip it with is the little, you know, the edging around it. Almost like a thin rope, and I'm trying to pull it with this. No handles at all on the sides of the mattress. Some mattresses have got handles on. The one at home I've got is a rail-on. That's got handles on it, not this one. Oh, no, 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 no. So I'm struggling with it. Eventually I got it out. It took me about 10 minutes to get this damn thing out. Got it out. Underneath, it's the first time I saw underneath the bed, and it's one of those beds you put together and it's like slats of wood. Okay? So now, without the mattress, it's reasonably light. So I managed quite quickly to get it up on its side, move it without scratching anything. I couldn't believe it. Because my sister has just painted that bedroom in a lovely bright blue colour. Right? And I thought, oh Christ, I better not scratch a wall. She'd do her night if she sees that. Anyway, I managed to move the whole thing round without actually scratching any walls. What an achievement that is. So I've done that and plonked it down, and there we go. So I don't know. Next thing, I've got an air conditioning on that side, and the whole reason for trying to move the bed over, right, is to create more space on this side so I can get, you know, so I'm not like 1 foot in front of the other. So I've pushed that back again against the air conditioning thing. So I've moved that round like that because it's thinner that way. But then I discovered at the bottom of the air conditioning unit are holes where hot air is sucked in. It's all along one side. Hot air is sucked into this thing, goes through the machine and is chucked out the caravan out of the pipe. And I thought, oh, well, you can't cover those holes, you know? So I moved the bed back a bit the other way in order to expose the hose more, but it was only that much gap, and I thought, oh, I don't think that's right. You know, can't really put it the other way because where the exhaust outlet is, it's right in the corner, so you can't turn it round again. And I thought, oh God, I've also had to put an extended pipe on there so it pulls round. Oh no. Well, I mean, we're in winter now, you know, so it's not like it's going to be used now until probably next, I don't know, May, June time. It's not going to be hot enough to use the damn thing now anyway. So I carried on. So I wondered if that gap would be all right, and I thought I'll have a word with my brother-in-law. I got the mattress back in, pulled that back in, put it on top of the bed. That was on there nicely. Then I put the I'll put the bed back together again. Put the mattress toppers on, the sheet. This is all taking enormous amounts of time. And then when I put the duvet on, I realised that the duvet overhangs the bed, and there's those holes to the air conditioner. I thought, oh God, I'm gonna have to pull it away a bit more. So I've pulled it away a bit more. Now that gap that I've created is getting smaller, and I thought, have I actually achieved anything here? Not only that, but I said to you, I only had an inch to play with, didn't I? Well, there's a socket at that end of the wall, okay? Right in front of the bed. Now the bed is completely over the socket, so you can't use the socket. And I thought, well, what I'll do is I've got a couple of extension leads here. I'll plug that in there, you know, tight against the bed and the socket, and then I'll just plug things underneath the bed. Let me tell you, it's so tight that you can't get a plug in. It's really up bang hard against it like that. So now I can't put a plug in. So I can't even plug the air conditioning thing in anyway. The only way I could do it was to plug in the only other socket in the bedroom over there, which is kind of above a dressing table. Then you'd have a wire coming over. Oh, this isn't going too well at all, is it? Meanwhile, time is passing now. I wanted to have an afternoon kip. So what eventually happened was I left it as it was, and I had my afternoon kip. And then later on in the day, in the afternoon, I went over to my sister's house, and I said, you never guess what, I've managed to move that bed on my own. And she was surprised because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. And I said, but it's brought up another couple of problems. Yes, I've got the space at the end now. It's a nice bit of space at the end now, but I think I'm gonna have to move the air conditioning unit. Now, my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Martin, he's the one who put the hole in the side of the caravan. You know, this is not in my mind, that's not a minor job to do. To actually put a hole in a caravan and saw around, because it's like a hole like that. It's not like that, it's like that, this hole, right? And he's done that, you know, so to ask him to move it now, it seems a bit of a waste of time for me to ask someone to do that again. And I said this to my sister, and she said, well, you better ask him. So I said to him, I've moved this thing around, and I think I'm going to have to move the air conditioning somewhere else. He said, oh, what, do you want another hole somewhere? Like that, like very sort of run of the mill. And I thought he was going to say, you don't want me to move that hole again. No, he didn't. He said, do you want me to move that hole again? In quite a happy voice. Or, do you know what I mean? Wasn't bothered by it at all. Whereas me, you see, I don't do DIY. I bloody hate it. I can't stand painting or decorating or wallpaper, and I hate all of it. I look at a job and I'm thinking, if that's going to take me more than 10 seconds, I don't want to do it. Whereas he's very different. He can do anything. Let me tell you, my brother-in-law, if there's a job that he hasn't done before, he will look it up on YouTube, watch the video, and then do it to perfection. He's very, very clever like that. And I said, well, yeah, if possible. He said, yeah, that's all right then. Oh, okay then. I said, there is another little problem. He said, go on. I said, I can't get the plug in the socket. He said, oh, do you want me to move the socket? Oh, well, is that easy? Yeah, it's no problem at all. I just run a bit of it's a bit different in a caravan than it is in a house, you see. I'll just run a bit of trunking down and move along like that. Well, if it's going to run trunking down, that's not going to be any wider than the socket itself, is it? Really, say the socket is that wide, okay, anything that big, you just can't get it in. It's that tight. So he's going to move the socket as well. Oh, well, probably, I don't think he'll move it. He'll probably just put an extra one in, if you see what I mean. And it's only got to go down and across about 2 feet. And then that would be perfect. How fantastic is that? So there we are. So that's what's got to be moved. That's what's got to be done now. And it's funny, isn't it? You know, things are always not as easy as they seem. Yes, I've got my big bit of gap now there, but it means the air conditioning things. Oh, by the way, since then, I've now picked up, and it's heavy. Let me tell you, this air conditioning thing is heavy. I picked it up, pulled it across the bed, and put it down on the other side. So now I've got even more space than I needed because I've pushed the bed right up against that wall. You can't go right against it because then you can't get the sheets in when you're making the bed and that sort of thing. We do like to tuck in, dear. We like to tuck in. So I've pushed that right. So I've even got even more space there, except for the air conditioning, which is now on this side against that wall. And it's just right. It's just right in that position there where I can get a cupboard door almost fully open. So that's not going to be a problem either. So I think that would be the best thing all around. And perhaps, you know, when I first got the caravan, perhaps if I'd thought about it a bit then and taken a little bit more time about it, I might have done all this then, and it would have saved him making yet another hole in the side of the caravan. I mean, it's like a sieve, this caravan. Holes all over the place, love. So that's what I did yesterday afternoon. Let's have a little look here about your messages coming in there, boys and girls. Darren says, why am I not invited? I love a Toby Carvery. Darren, it's for my heaven boys. It's not me who's running this dinner. I'm not running a dinner. I am being invited to it. I can't get invited to a dinner and invite everyone else. That's wrong. But Coworth Park, that reminds me. I was talking about where Harry went for his night before the wedding, wasn't I? And where I would take the Queen for afternoon tea. Coworth Park, that's where I've been. I've been there about 3 or 4 times. Wonderful. Not this year, funnily enough. I don't know why I haven't been there this year. Coming up here now, as I do, I don't do the afternoon teas down in London or anywhere like that anymore. But Coworth Park, that's the place I meant to mention earlier to you. Okay, Adrian says, we'll have to go on a lunch date in London. I'll try and put you on my car. I don't want to miss any words of wisdom. Oh, I'll sit next to you. I'll probably be very quiet, Adrian, actually. Unless I'm at work or sitting here doing this, I'm quite quiet. I don't talk unnecessarily, not even to myself in the car as I'm driving along. No, I don't. I don't make noises in the car. I don't do that sort of thing when I'm in the car on my own. I don't talk in the car to myself like I'm talking on some sort of communication system to the engineering department of the Enterprise while I'm on the motorway. Warp Factor 7, Mr. Sulu. Yes, Captain. I don't do that. When someone's in front of me, I don't say, while I'm sitting in the car on my own, fire phasers, Mr. Sulu. Intruder alert. I don't do that. Ever. Adam the plumber, good morning. Late? Sorry for my lateness. What? Like an hour and a half? What sort of... I'm not booking you as a plumber. Are you always this late, dear? God's sake. Adam says, sorry for my lateness. Please spare me the 20 lashes. I will write 100 lines instead. No, Adam. You don't get to choose your punishment, dear. 100 lashes it is. I had the cane at school twice. After the second time, I enjoyed it so much, and I said, could I have the cane again today, sir? Certainly not. Sit down, boy. Please, sir, can I have the cane? Some people pay for that, you know. That was a little job my sister used to do, actually. You know, a little bit of caning, dominatrix, that sort of thing. Alan Russell, good morning to you. He's coming to the karaoke tomorrow. Tommy Flynn, hello to you. Tommy Flynn, classic line, expose the hose. Thank you, Tommy. There's a fire risk if the socket got hot, bed would be on fire. Yeah, I suppose so. But it's more important to be warm than cold, isn't it? Don't you think? Do they still make electric blankets? Yes, I've got one in here, actually. I bought one in here from my house, but I haven't used it. I've got a little fan heater in that room that is marvellous. Really, it's got a thermostat on it. I turn the thermostat off, right down, and it hardly comes on, to be honest. Now and again, it clicks on and off for about 2 minutes, and then it goes off again. Fantastic little fan heater it is. Darren, you can have a +1. Says who? You don't even know the bloke who's doing the dinner, Darren. God's sake, man. You can have a +1. Dear. These people invite themselves out to dinner with me. God. Roy Brownlow, heaven more like hell at the dinner. Loads of non-angels. Oh, there'd be plenty of non-angels there, believe me, Roy. Believe me. After I finished doing the bed, had a sleep, then last night went over to my sister's house for a weekly little trip to Skegness. So we went to Skegness last night, and we go there. First of all, we park in the free car park. It's free after 6 o'clock. Walk over to this fish and chip place, which is really nice. I have chips and beans. And you get like this polystyrene thing. She puts the beans all over the top of a cup of tea. It's about £4.50 for that. My sister and her husband had... Darren says, hate being lefty out. Your beard looks great. Thank you, Darren. Just think, Darren, when you get a little bit older, you'll be able to grow one of these. Eh? I did notice you had a bit of one of these once, didn't you? It must have taken you years to grow that, mate. Left out, not lefty. No, Roy, I haven't had time to watch your link yet, I'm afraid. My sister had fish and chips. You get a great big bit of fish. Yeah, you don't go hungry in these fish and chip places. You don't want to go. If anyone ever invites you out to a cordon bleu dinner, don't go. You get this great big bloody plate with something in the middle that's about 1 inch big, covered in little brown or red stuff like that. It's awful. And you're still so hungry afterwards. You ever had that cordon bleu meal? Don't waste your time, boys and girls. So we had that. Then we went for our walk around Skegness. We go along the seafront. And I never realised before, there's a lot of wind turbines in the sea. Now, what sea is it? Is it the North Sea there? Next to Skegness? I'm not sure. Is it the North Sea? Don't know. Hang on, let me think. Skegness is there. It's not going to be the Irish Sea, is it? Because that's that side. No, it's this side. Is it the North Sea? I'm not sure. Anyway, there's a lot of wind turbines in the sea. I mean, loads of them. For as far as you can see, there's wind turbines, and they're quite far back in the sea. I think it's marvellous how they can build such things with the sea coming in and out all the time. And I never noticed before, they light up at night. Did you know that? They're actually lit up at night. They've got a little red light on the top. I get that for the planes. But the bottom, where the bottom of them is as well, is like lit up with a white light. You can't see it very well because they really are very far back. In fact, I got my iPhone and I tried to zoom in and I couldn't get close enough to see exactly where they were lit up. But they seem to be lit up from the bottom, and just right at the back there, you can see like these twinkling lights. They're not flashing, but because of the atmosphere in it, it looks like it's twinkling. And all the wind turbines are lit up, ever so pretty. And in the middle of them, it looks like a ship, like something with lots of lights on it. And we don't know what that is. So I must try and discover what that is. Very interesting. So we're walking along the seafront. We had a bit of a walk there. Then we came back and we discovered a proper bingo hall. Oh, yes. We discovered, so we're hanging around outside. And get this, if you go there for lunch, you can get a lunch there, £1.50, a pudding, 50p. How do they make any money? That's in this bingo hall on Skegness seafront. I looked in the windows. They've got the big board at the top there. You know, no video, not video screens, old school, old school. This is what we want, old school. There's a big board at the top there with all the numbers coming on as they're being called out. And we've decided that we will go there next week, either on Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday night. I'm so looking forward to that. It's only £5. £5 a game. Or £5, or was it £5 for a book? I think it was £5 for a book, so we're going to do that next week. We're going to go to this bingo hall. We didn't go there last night because it had just started. We've got to be there for 7:30. So we came out there, walked along a bit, went to McDonald's for an ice cream. They've stopped doing the ice cream sundaes. Did you know that in McDonald's? You can't get the sundaes anymore. They only do ice creams now. I had a Smarties ice cream. The night out that I had last night, that is treat night. I'm allowed one treat night a week. I've got to tell you, the Slimming World thing has gone very, very well this week. It's the only... No, I did have a little bit of ice cream at my nephew's as well. But apart from that, I've been strictly to the Slimming World plan. I've done really, really well this week, so I'm quite proud of that. So I am allowed one treat night a week, and that is the night that I'm with my sister and her husband. We're like 3 kids going out. It's like a pensioner's night out, but for like 20-year-olds. Well, 50-year-olds. So we walked along further along the beach to the arcade where we played the bingo last week. And guess what? We got in there and there's nothing happening. And there's one old dear, she's just getting up from her seat. I said, is the bingo on? She said, oh, it's just finished because there was no players. Oh, so it had finished. How disappointed were we? You know, in this on the seafront. Oh, thank you, Robert. It's known as the Wash, the North Sea, is it? Ah, right, okay. Okay, that's the Wash there, the North Sea. Oh, it's the North Sea. Thank you very much. It is the North Sea. Thank you, Trevor. Appreciate it. Good morning to Russ on Periscope. Just woke up. Good morning, Russ from Facebook. Yes, it's all working now, the Periscope thing. I'm pleased to say so. Good. And in that particular bingo place for the arcade, they've got the little shutters. You know, green 1 and 2, 12. Yellow 3 and 3, 33. Red 40, blind 40. Yellow 7 and 1, 71. I love it, dear. You pull across the little shutter. Well, it would finished, weren't it? We got there, it all closed up. Very disappointed. So then we went in the arcade. Now, I don't know if you like going in arcades. Watch your money. Here's how to do it. You know all those machines where you put £1 in, you put 50p in, you put even 10p in. You know all those machines? You don't go on those. No. You go to the change machine, you put in £1, you get lots of 2p's out, and you go on the machines that cost you 2p. You know the ones. And you put your little ones that go like that, and there's loads of 2p's on there, and you put your 2p in, it goes down, and it pushes the other 2p's, and if you're very lucky, another one drops out at the other end. All you need to do is spend £1 on a little pot of 2p's, and then that's it. Oh, we discovered there's a new method. Some people have got a different method of doing the 2p's. What they do is, you know where you put the 2p in, and it goes down the tube, right? Well, some of them have got a little stack thing like this. So you get 5 2p, and you put them there, and you hold them, and then when you want to go, you go, and they all go in at the same time. It was an elderly lady. She was probably about 75, 80. We spotted her on the other side, and that's the first time I've ever seen that. So we tried it. No success at all, but it was worth a go, you know. So we went in there. That was nice. Came out of there, got back in the car, went to Aldi. Did a little bit of shopping in Aldi on the way home, which is a great time to go shopping, let me tell you that. 9:30 at night is a fantastic time to go shopping. It really is. And then I came back here. We had a little bit of cake last night as well. Very bad. Angel cake we had last night. So that was nice. Came back here and I thought, well, I want to try and sort out that chat, the chat problem that we've been having with Periscope. So I got on here and we was on here for about half an hour. Some of you joined us because we did it as had to do it as like a live show to see if it would work or not. And then that's it. Got it sorted, come to bed, and here I am chatting to you this morning. Probably that's why. The alarm didn't go off, and I'm not quite sure why my alarm's not going off at the moment on the I've got a radio in my bedroom, and it's like it's a bit complicated, to be honest, how to set the alarm. It's not like, you know, what I need is one of those clocks where you've got 3 hands, you know, an hour hand, another hand, and an alarm hand, and as it goes click, that's where you set it. You remember those ones? So much easier to operate. Good. All right, boys and girls. What's the time? Oh, is it 11:30? Okay, we'll have to finish up here. I'm going to do today's birthdays, boys and girls. 56-year-old today is the delightful Helen Santafianos Sage. What a name. She's a wonderful lady, worked many years helping people on the NHS. Happy birthday to you, Helena. Hope you're well, my darling. I did disco for her a few years ago. I think it was for her son. I can't remember now. Possibly her son's 18th or 21st birthday party, and it was all soul music. And she had a marquee in the garden, and oh, it was fantastic. Happy birthday to you, Helena. All right. Sara O'Neill today is a young 37 today. Happy birthday, Sara. Any more messages? Nice and quickly, and I'll read them out before I go, gang. Hair Julia Cracknell is 35 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Claire. Let's have a look. Richard Sutherland. Richard, who I worked with in Clapham for some time. Good morning to you, sir. Long time no see. Happy birthday, Richard. Derek Anthony, there he is. My neighbour who was with us earlier. 50 years old today, aren't you, Derek? God, you don't look it, my friend. I mean that in a nice way. Derek, I don't know if he's still doing it. He used to drive a minicab. Not an Uber. Not an Uber. A professional minicab. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, Derek. His mum lives 3 doors away from me in Bracknell. Happy birthday. Graham Frere is 75 years old today. Happy birthday, Graham. Gary Trent is 29 years old today. Jamie Horrocks, it's his birthday as well. He's raising money for Peter House, preventing suicide and self-harm. So he's raising money. He's raised €144 of 150. So he's almost there at his self-challenged amount. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthdays. All right. Those of you that took the time and trouble to share my show to your Facebook walls, thank you very much. It's very kind of you to do that. I do appreciate that. All right. That's it for the show today. I'm going to, I might get another swimming. I might go up Horncastle to go swimming again this afternoon. What's the time? 25 to. I could just get another. I think I get another swim in this afternoon. That's the better thing. And hopefully I'm going to go and see my niece and her lovely children tonight, because I haven't seen them this week. She's the one who owns. She runs a hairdresser. She's got her own little hairdressers. I say she owns it. You know, she rents it. She rents. Not many. When people say they have a hairdresser, they don't usually own the building. But I think she's got the lease on the building or something like that. I can't remember now. Anyway, I'm going to see her later, and that'll be a nice night to look forward to. Thanks ever so much for watching the show, boys and girls. Hopefully with you again tomorrow morning at some point. And I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching and listening. Cheerio now. Bye-bye.